records from the 2,000 meters all the way up to the 6.2-mile distance that is 10,000 meters. No one who ever saw him run will ever forget it. He was a ferocious competitor and the first athlete Nike chose to represent the company. He didn't wait for the world to change. He helped change it himself. It matters not, someone once said, how a man dies, but how that person has lived.
The meet record holder did that in 2001. That's the year that this man, Alan Webb, broke the high school record of Jim Ryan.
The crowd really wants this guy to be another star. I mean, he just electrified everybody several years ago, 3 years ago with his 3:53. Finally back now to where he was then. And look at the improvement that he's shown this year in a mini tour of Europe that he had. That's the fastest 1,500 meters in the world this year.
It's great to see him quiet all his critics as we look at New Zealand's Nick Willis taking time off at the University of Michigan to get ready for the Olympic Games for New Zealand. He'll be a sophomore at Michigan next year when he returns to the school.
There's a look at Kevin Sullivan from Canada out of the University of Michigan, the Canadian record holder at 3:50.26. Tough to miss him on the track with that unusual gait of his in stride. Long and angular.
Not to mention the red hair. But speaking of a guy with very little hair, Alan Webb just electrified his crowd when he ran the high school record. Had some tough couple of years between going to Michigan and then not really being able to run up to what everybody felt he was capable of. A lot of people said, the kid is a full-blown man, totally mature in high school. He'll never run anywhere close to that time again. It's so great to see those critics, people that want to be negative, be wrong.
Gentlemen, on your mark.
We mentioned at the top of the show, if you've been with us the whole way, Jim Ryan's fastest American time for the mile ever on U.S. soil is 3 minutes 51.1 seconds for the mile. And there's a good chance that goes today. That was done 38 years ago. It is shocking here. And Webb has asked for a very, very fast pace mark. He wants to go by the 800 meters in 1 minute and 51 seconds. Simon Kimata was the rabbit from Kenya to do that. The key thing will be, can they then hold the pace to the three-quarter mark and then try and kick.
You talk about Alan Webb and Jim Ryan in the same voice, and we had a chance to ask Alan Webb about that record of Jim Ryan that he's chasing, or is he chasing it at all? Here's what he had to say.
Obviously, it's always nice to break records, but we have a sort of a philosophy that we try to stick by, and that's if you always try to race to win. And obviously, the field is strong enough here where if you race to win, then in all likelihood it'll probably happen. But number one priority is try to win the race, and records are definitely secondary.
There's Webb right now in third place, Kimata in first, Rodich in second.
And part of what was great about that little mini tour he had overseas since that Home Depot meet in late May was that he started to learn how to run with the big guys over in Europe and run those fast times with the pace being taken out. It's going to be essential if he makes the Olympic team that he's had that kind of experience and he's had that type of travel and then prepare for the next race.
He was having a bit of a comeback year last year until his appendix burst in July. And let's face it, guys, this is a country right now in this climate we're looking for someone to hang with the Africans.
Absolutely true. North and East Africans have dominated in the sport. I mean, dominated. And this is Laban Rotich out there looking over his shoulder. He looks to me like he's acting as a rabbit. And it is Rotich who normally likes to come from behind now, trying to seemingly help Webb get to 350. Only 4 Americans in history have ever run the mile under 350, and not since Steve Holman in 1997 has an American come close when Holman ran 350.4. So this is really all about a great time trial and a great race that's being run by Webb right now. The rest of the field has kind of conceded the early pace here to him by far, and they're not even close.
A two-horse race so far between Rodich and Webb. Rodich the leader.
I find it fascinating that just a year ago, Webb was just sort of, hey, he's an also-ran. He's never going to get back to it again. Very few people knew about the problems he had with the appendicitis. And now suddenly the race is being set up for Alan Webb in the place where he first truly came to prominence.
And a spectacular pace done by Laban Rotich. Great assist. Webb going by at about 250. This is Hisham El Garouche type stuff, and he's still holding up. The key is he's got a wind in his face down the backstretch. Does he hold up or die? This is sensational stuff if you turned in. 14,000 people standing and screaming.
And right now the fans propelling him down the back straight. Alan Webb trying to recapture his magic of 3 years ago when he performed so wonderfully here at Hayward Field. 200 meters to go for Alan Webb. At 3:22 right now. Can he do it? Trying to break. 3 minutes and 50. Alan Webb with 150 to go.
You know, he's still pumping along. When we saw him take off at the Home Depot meet, we couldn't believe it and kept waiting for him to tie up. He never did. A lot of the Europeans probably waiting for the same thing. Everybody else in the camp now knows it ain't going to happen.
Looking for another gear. Alan Webb laying it down and laying it down hard. Can he do it? Alan Webb trying to get 350. He crossed the line in 350.87. 85.
That's the fastest time an American has ever run a mile on U.S. soil. Finally, Jim Ryan gets put to bed in that record as well. Seems only appropriate that Webb broke his high school record here 3 years ago, now breaks that old American soil record. Alan Webb really struggling up that home stretch, Larry, but still showing a lot of heart, a lot of grit.
Absolutely. This is where you show grit in Oregon, and this meet with Prefontaine for the history. He deserves terrific credit. I mean, this is a guy who barely made it into the U.S. National Championship final at 1,500 meters. I was there. It was painful to watch last year at this time, and he has just amazingly gotten back to where he was and shown that promise. And he suffered mightily, and he held together, and he deserves great credit.
Guys,
down the home stretch.
It's early in the season. We all know that. He's got the 3:32.73 in the 15, and now he has a 3:50 point to his credit. We know it's all early, but this bodes extremely well for Webb, not only today, but beyond, projecting forward to the trials and the Olympics.
That's true, Mark. You know, you hate kind of getting that close to it, but he's got a chance to make this Olympic final.
Let's go downstairs to Leslie.
Alan, on a day like today, it's truly a storied event. The past is the present. How does that affect your race?
It just gives me a lot of confidence. I tried to go after the time. I died a little bit at the end, but, you know, it's okay. Season's still young, so.
Is there anything that can compare to running in front of the cradle of track and field?
Nothing. If you heard that, they cheered me on before the race even started, so all I knew how to do was just run the race, and that was good.
All right, congratulations.
Saw Alan Webb this morning after breakfast in the hotel lobby, guys. He had that Cheshire Cat grin, that I know something you don't know grin, and he put it on display here on the track.
3:53 for Nick Willis in second place. He hopefully will get a split for 1,500 meters that will push him onto the Olympic team for New Zealand. He has just completed his sophomore year. It looks like he's going to miss it here. They just posted his time as 3:38 and change.
Alan Webb. The roof is on fire, and right now we're going to